Welcome back. I'm playing Warhammer 40,000 Battlesector, and we'll get started on our next multiplayer matchup. Today I'm going to be playing as the Orcs, and we're going to be going against the Blood Angels. I just wanted to play against some other players using Blood Angels, see if they'll use any of the rebalanced units so we can see what they feel like playing against. We're going to be on the Isle of Ties, and we're going to be doing the Strategic Command 2000 point. We're going to do an 80 point target, 8 turn limit, so pretty standard here. I'll be using kind of our standard orc build here. I'm going to do one that has more range. Originally I was thinking we were doing a Conqueror map here, so I did have to make some last minute tweaks, so it's probably not the most competitive build here. Because then I realized that we're doing Strategic Command once I saw the 5 white circles here, so a little bit unfortunate there. But I ended up going with 2 weird boys, so we have 2 options for our commanders, 2 pain boys, 2 death dreads with the big shootas, 3 flash skits with the snaz guns, and then originally I was going to do the shootas with 1 to 2 beamy def guns and the other one be a shooty def gun, because I was thinking we were going to be shooting into the center, but I'm going to convert them all to beamy def guns because I suspect people are going to be using more of the dreads now. And then I have 4 war bikes, since they hit way above their point cost after the buffs to the orcs with their command point abilities here, because once you start giving them all those extra shots, they can have amazing damage output for you. So I think the big thing is we just need to be running as far as we can to get our guys into position, since he'll likely be bringing some jump infantry to try to close the distance and help him capture some points a little bit quicker. And then we'll just bring these guys over here as well to try to get over here and get kind of a little death blob going. And then we'll bring these guys over to here too and get you up to here. And unfortunately, the ramp is only 1 square here, so it tends to lead to a choke point here, which doesn't always feel good. Now I'll hold off on using their other abilities to get the increased movement with hitting the button, because I like to use that once we're actually going to be potentially running into some overwatch. So especially if we're going to end up pushing the center, we'll hold off on that. So let's see what we can do here. So we'll keep moving. I don't think he's going to have enough guys over here where he's actually going to be able to attack us yet. So we'll bring these guys over. We'll just try to set up a bunch of overwatch. Get you to here. And we'll probably bring these guys over to here. Looks like that has the best chance of hitting. What I'll do is I'll bring you over to here, and I can buff everybody. You know what I should have done is I didn't bring the pain boy over, because he could have benefited from that damage reduction. Because what most people will do when they're fighting the orcs is they'll want to be killing the pain boy because you'll be getting all that bonus health. And that can be a real annoyance for your opponents to have to shoot through, because that's the big thing with the orcs, is they may not have the most armor, but they definitely have a lot of HP, and so that makes them pretty tanky boys, especially when you start throwing in the pain boy on top of everything. So we'll try to get these guys into position. Now he's got a land speeder tornado. Unfortunately, he's got the multi-melta here, so I think we're going to want to pop some smoke in case he decides that he wants to try to pop any of these bikes, because that can go 1 to 6 range. But if he does decide that he wants to pop these guys, I think what I can do is just set up some overwatch here, and the beamy def gun should be able to do some pretty decent damage. Let's do that to force him either into the corner, or if he wants to come over and attack us, to get shot up, because that should do significant amounts of damage to that land speeder. Because the big thing is we just don't want him to get over here and do his heavy flamer attack, because that will really mess up our flash skits or our ludas here, to let him take out our units with other guys. Alright, that looks pretty reasonable. And now we're over here. So because we are going to be moving, yeah, see, he's got some assault squads over here. So let's just run you over this way. Actually, let's move you up, and that way I make sure I can buff everybody with the damage reduction. Now we'll move guys up. See what I'm gonna do. Okay, he's got interceptors up there. Okay, as expected, he's doing Def Dreads. Actually, he's doing the Heavy Flamer. I'm kinda one. Okay, he's actually got kind of interesting build here. Okay, I'm not sure I quite understand what's going on, but we can deal with that. So I'm going to pull you back. He'll probably just throw a bunch of crack grenades, because that should still give him a 100% chance to hit. Even with my evasion buffs here. I think we're going to want to go at least out to 3 distance. That way, if he does jump to throw those crack grenades, we still might be able to shoot. And if he decides he wants to try to charge attack, then we'll have a very good chance of suppressing and really messing him up. Actually, with those flash gets, maybe we actually want to move you guys over a little bit. I'm just worried he's going to have some Hellblasters up top there, because that's what a lot of players will do. And I don't want him to just blow up my vehicles right away. Because I need these Def Dreads to tank for me.
Here they come, and there they go.
Alright, let's do something like this. Alright, that should keep them protected. And then what I'll do is I'll move up with you guys.
Moving our substantial witches out.
Like so. Pull you back. And then, if I move you up a little bit, then you guys can also shoot. And if he decides he wants to try to capture that point from me, then you'll be able to shoot into him. I guess you can't get around that corner. But I don't think the Furioso should be able to do much here until he starts to get within Fragstorm range of our flash gets there. Alright, so he's running around. Alright, good. Even at a weird angle, you still did good damage. Interesting. So he seems to be trying to flank me. What the hell does he have all of his points into? Yeah, I see, he's running away with those guys. Oh shit, he's got Terminators. Oh, he's going to come and rear attack the Ludas, I bet. Yep. Oh, so when he said he forgot to buff his Terminators. Yeah, because when you teleport in like this, you have a 25% damage penalty on the first turn that you teleport. And so you can nullify that if you have a Sanguinary Priest, because he has the ability to increase your damage by 25%. Alright, here are his Hellblasters. I was going to say, you must have to have Hellblasters if you're playing against the Orcs, because everybody does. Alright, he should get several model kills here, because he did all those attacks. He must have an abysmal chance to hit against those war bikes, which is why he's trying to take out those Ludas. But now I suspect what he's going to do is run over with those Terminators and try to lock me down. And I'm going to have a hell of a time killing those Terminators now. Now, what may have been a better option is actually physically attacking one of those flash gets with one of your Terminators, because at least then they would be in the engaged ability, or trait, so then they'd have a 40% accuracy penalty, because right now all you do is have a zone of control. So I should still be able to hit pretty effectively, even at a suboptimal range. Now I am locked down, but I should be able to buff this even further by doing a little headbanger and a little finger jabbing, I think. Okay.
Orcs is the best, and us Flashdits are the best orcs.
Now, if I get you up to here, I can actually have a pretty decent chance to hit.
Well, if we have to,
So let's do that. That's 80%. Let's get you here. Try to buff it up further with those evasion penalties. Yeah, so now it's up another 10%. Alright, good. I'm happy with that. Now, what are the chances you're going to be able to hit? Not great, actually. I guess let's pull you back to here. That's almost 70% chance to hit. I guess we're just going to probably have to go for it, right?
What's the plan?
Yeah, that's full cover there. Alright, good. And then you have a 62% chance to hit, 52 there. So I think we just need to use your flashy crumpin and let you attack here. Okay. I was actually thinking that was going to do more damage than that. So I guess now we're going to just bring up our war bikes and have them shoot into here. Nice. Okay. That's huge. I could attack there, but he's going to counterattack you, and then he'll for sure kill you the following turn. Whereas if he gets bad damage rolls, that Pain Boy may survive. Because I suspect he's going to want to kill you. I can pull you back to try to slightly increase your chance to hit. Or I can move you one tile and then put you back onto that spot and make him have to waste attacks to try to counterattack us. Or counter-capture that point, which I think is what I'm going to do there. Alright, we got to turn the flash gets a little bit here. You're there. I'd kind of like to come up here and start killing those Hellblasters, but I think I need to focus on these Terminators. Although that feels really bad when I know I could kill at least 2 models here. But honestly, my evasion is pretty decent, so I think I just got to try to go for as much damage as I can here. Because if he keeps assassinating our... see if you hit... No, you're still not going to have enough damage. Alright, we got you here. I still feel like he must have guys I can't see, because I still don't think he has enough points into everything. If I bring you over to here, you can body block, but you'll likely get killed. If I bring the flash gets over to here, or here's what I'm going to do. Let's bring the Death Dreads over here. They may have enough movement that we can capture. Yep, that's exactly what we're going to do. Let's have you capture here, and you here. And then you might be able to actually land some attacks on those Hellblasters. Hopefully we can kill some models here. only 50% chance, but should be pretty decent damage out there. Yep, good. Nice. Alright, that's pretty huge actually. So let's do that, because now we've got those points under our control. So if he wants to bring the tornadoes over there to attack them, then that should be fine. Now the big thing is we gotta go out. He can move 4, and then I think the grenades go out 3. So if I move you, get right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Yep, so if I move these guys to here, he'll be within range of the Frag Storm Cannon. But if I move them back 1, they should be out of range. And that can try to bait them into attacking me.
Moving our substantial riches out.
So I should just be right out of range for the Frag Storm Cannon. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Yep, so this should be just out of range.
Ready to saw boats.
And let's bring you over to here, because this should be buffing everybody's... Shit. Alright, I knew there was more units around here somewhere. I just wasn't sure where. Well, I guess I just want to have you guys around. If I move you to here, then if that explodes, that's going to hit everybody with the explosion. Ideally, I was planning on having you just come over here, but I don't want to also have your rear exposed to these assault marines that are going to be jumping in. Especially because he could do strafing runs and weaken you guys down. I mean, if he wants to jump and do rear attacks against the Death Dread, then I should be able to shoot him out of the sky with the flash gets. So maybe I just move you to here.
What are we waiting for?
And then we can set up some Overwatch here. And then maybe we turn one of them over this way just in case he does try to do a charge attack. I could do 2. And then I should definitely be able to suppress anybody that's jumping.
Well, maybe.
Question is he going to try to jump me from this angle or not? In which case I may want to be...
What's the plan?
Facing the other direction, or he could maybe try to jump across there, but I don't think he's going to have enough distance. Alright. You know, the other thing is we know he's got the land speeders over here, so he's going to have multiple flamer attacks. I think I'm going to want to hide you over here. Let's do that. And you should be safe with Overwatch. And hopefully he'll want to kill the Pain Boy, in which case everybody else can counter jump him. Alright, what do we got? Oof. Yeah. I mean, he'll still likely die, but it could have been slightly less damage had I put that buff on him with the Warpath. Okay, a couple models there. I assume he's just going to walk over and throw a crack grenade. Yep, I'm sure he's probably punching his keyboard, realizing that I'm just slightly out of range for him. Oh, so he is coming from this angle. I wonder if that means he's going to do a strafing run and then he's hoping to just finish these guys off. Is that what he's planning on doing? I thought he was just going to mop up my guys on the top and try to use his mobility to get the win. Oh, see, I figured you were just going to use the heavy flamer there. Yeah, I'm not sure what his strategy is here. He's attacking these guys. He's struggling to get through all that bonus HP. Now he's starting to do some damage to me. He's got the Death Company.
What's that over there? Come here so we can smash your teeth out.
Alright. Yeah, I'm kind of confused. I'm not sure what he's doing here. Alright, well, I guess it is what it is. I'm not sure I totally understood what his game plan was there. Because I was assuming he was going to run in and just use his AP to start flaming my guys down in the center and then capture this point and use the multi-melta to snipe my HQ commander. But that's not really what happened, and now he's facing at a non-angle, so I should be able to just break cohesion and attack. So I think that's what I'm going to do, is I'll just run you over here, because I got to start spacing you guys out now to make sure that he doesn't get multiple flame attacks on me. Alright, so that guy's down. I would really like to use these beamy def guns to get bonus attacks and destroy those.
Raring to go.
Well, let's just shoot into here, maybe.
Ready to saw bones. Warbikers firing, boss.
Alright, good.
I think I can stitch that back.
Let's pull you back. Have you shoot here. Nice. Alright. And... oh! Damn it. Alright, well, he's down. You're here. I've got the Def Dreads, but I feel like they need to come over here and assist on this situation here. Yeah, I have a shockingly low amount of command points built up. Alright, let's bring you over to here. I mean, let's heal. Okay. Let's have you shoot here. Okay, good. And if I bring you over to here, you should easily be able to finish off this assault squad. Okay. And then we'll move you over to here, because we're going to need to take out those intercessors. And if I come over to here, you can really mess up another assault squad, but your chance to hit is so low. I could just melee the assault squad. Or I could just run you over to here and then shoot into them. Which may not be a bad option, because that then gives me lots of options to counter move. Depending on what he does with his Def Dreads. I think we want to pull back. Because if he wants to fight me, then hopefully we can get some shots off with the beamy def guns.
Nothing.
So let's just set up some Overwatch.
Three more holes in them than the war boss's plan.
I think it should take 2 heavy flame attacks to kill. The Flash gets. I'll put you here, so that'll force him to have to use his multi-meltas to attack you.
Raring to go.
You can't reach that point. You can. So maybe what I'll do... I was kind of originally thinking I was going to keep him for Overwatch, but I don't think that makes sense. So let's pull you back to here to keep you safe.
Yes, boss. Oh, no. You's looking at me.
Let's move you up. Let's put that on you.
If we have to,
Let's move you over to here. You have a 56% chance to hit, so let's do that. Alright, and we'll move you up to here. And you can shoot as well. Although you got a 69% chance to hit. So let's do this. Alright, good. Let's see. 68 to 80. So you should be able to just kill this Death Dread. If I move you up here. What the fuck? I hate how psychic damage in this game doesn't actually do armor piercing damage. I thought that was the whole point of psychic damage, is that it would be able to get past armor and just do pure damage, but that is not the case. It seems like it still takes damage reduction. Alright, well, maybe what I'll do is bring you up to here. And if those little assault marines want to fight you in melee, they can. We'll have you shoot into this other Death Dread here. He's unlikely to flame me with the Death Dread, because he'd have to flame through his own assault infantry. However, he may elect to just come and snipe my weird boy, since I was originally thinking I was trading his life for killing the Death Dread, but that obviously is not the case. I think if I bring you over to here, that should give bonus HP to everybody on this area and force them to try to get a kill. And then I'll bring you over here to body block in case he decides he wants to summon in a assault squad. And if he does, we'll give you some increased evasion. Alright, that should be good. So we've got it tied to 40 to 40. Alright, he's doing a strafing run. He's bringing you up. Gonna frag storm. Yep. Not quite sure what he's doing. Oh, he is going for the kill for the weird boy. Okay. That's reasonable. And I see, he'll probably just finish him off. Yeah. So those guys, so he's dead. Oh, and now he can run the Furioso down and flame me. I see what he's doing. Yeah, that makes sense. Alright, and then the poor Hellblasters are just so far away, they're not able to do much for him. Alright, what are you doing with your death company, though? I think you have at least 2 of them over there, don't you? Alright, here they come. Good. You suppressed them, so now they're over there. I can't see what they're doing, though. Alright. Heavy Flamer number 1. Heavy Flamer number 2. That should probably kill everybody. Yep, it sure does. Now. Yeah, there's the hit there. Hit here, but you're holding the line. You're attacking here. And now the heavy flamer. Yep, attacking there. Okay. I'm gonna finish him off, I assume. No, he's going for the shots here. I thought he was gonna finish off the flash kit squad. Ah, so he's gonna... Oh, I guess that was his extra movement there. Alright, that worked out beautifully. So now he's got all these guys exposed. He's got his dreadnought over here.
Raring to go.
Alright, how do I want to do this? If I bring you over here, I bring you up to here. That should boost up my beamy def guns and the war bike. Or I could bring him over here to buff up my other guys.
What's the plan?
That may actually be a better option.
What now?
So let's do that instead.
He's with us.
I think you're going to be out of range for the headbanger. You've got a 70% chance to hit these guys. Nice. You can come all the way to here and still shoot within optimal range.
Time for a race. Guns allowed, of course.
Nice.
Boss, 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 boss.
You have a 70% chance to hit here.
I think I can stitch that back.
Honestly, if I bring you up to here and then you melee attack, you might be able to just kill the tornado. Yes. I could move and make you into a suicide vehicle, but that'll kill the pain boy, so I think I might as well just attack and kill a couple models.
Raring to go.
Yes. So maybe what I should have done is just moved him, had him get the kill, and that explosion may have been enough to kill that land speeder, and then we would have also damaged all those Death Company too. But that's okay. Alright, let's take a look here. So our optimal firing position is here.
If we have to, we'll move.
So let's move you down and shoot into here. 70% chance. Nice. Alright, let's move you back. And then if you...
What's the plan?
come to here, we should be able to kill the Death Dread, and then that should explode and hopefully kill the Assault Marines too. Ah, not quite. Alright, you got the kill. We'll put you here to body block. Get you some more evasion. Let's get you some evasion. And let's get you all the way over to here to capture this point. Like so.
What are we waiting for?
And then...
Orcs is the best, and us flash kits are the best orcs.
let's just move you guys over to here and start shooting into these assault squads. Good. Heal these guys. Perfect. You can finish off those assault squad. Okay. And I think what we want to do here is just run the Death Dreads up here to try to get some kills.
Plunk it over. 10 boys.
Alright, good. And you can go up too, so let's get you up here and shoot here. Oh, just barely short. Alright, so we should take that point next time. He's still got his lone assault squad here.
The old ways is best.
Honestly, I still have the headbanger over here. So why don't we just try to get the kill? So he's down.
What now? What is it?
Perfect. Move you over to here. Alright, so I think we pretty much got this on the lockdown. He'll kill the war biker and that'll kill the pain boy. So maybe I actually need to start bringing some guys over this way to help us get some kills against those hellblasters and the sanguinary priest. I thought he had another death company, but maybe it was just the one. That should be good here, I think. I think we pretty much got this on lockdown now. Alright, 55 in our favor. Miss. Attack. Kill the pain boy. Blow himself up. Bringing the land speeder over. Death company's moving. And he ended up conceding. But that makes sense because we were pretty much at the end of our match here. So not premature. So 80 points for us, 50 for him. Took out the 2 Furioso Dreadnoughts, the 3 Assault Squads, the 2 Assault Terminators, and the Land Speeder Tornado. I think we actually took out more than just 2 or 3 Assault Squads, right? But I guess it's not always tracking it accurately. So Weird Boy did well. I was actually pretty disappointed with his melee attacks against those Terminators. Thought he was going to get the squad wipe, but it is what it is. I mean, he's not supposed to be a good melee fighter. Pain Boy didn't really do much. He was just there to buff up our HP and heal, so totally fine with him having zeros across the board. The Def Dreads had okay accuracy, you know, in the low to mid 80s, so definitely where I would expect them to be. Flash Gits had 76%. The other one had 100% chance. That's kind of weird. That's not usually what happens. The Ludas have variable accuracy, but again, they were shooting at weird ranges and had obstacles, so that's a little bit of an undershowing for them. War bikes did well, as they always do. In fact, I almost wonder if they need to go up in cost by like 5 or 10 requisition, because it seems like they're consistently hitting higher than what I would expect. The other Flash Gits are doing well, and then the Pain Boy's buff. But yeah, it definitely seems like the war bikes are better than 90 points, because that's the equivalent of some of the boys with the big Shudas, I think, are 90 points too. And I'd take a war biker over them any day, because they have better accuracy, they have way more shots, so then and they have a bunch more evasion, and they can just have way more utility for you. And then once you start giving them the 40% extra shots using your tier 1 command ability, then it can make those war bikes actually do decent damage against both infantry and light infantry, medium infantry, and even up to the medium vehicles as well. Just given the sheer amount of damage output they have, gives them a good chance to crit and stuff as well. So it can make them very dangerous. I mean, you could see they were doing pretty consistently, even unupgraded, 50 damage to those Terminators, which have the storm shields and everything. Now, as the opponent mentioned, he forgot to buff up his Assault Terminators before he warped them in, so that always feels bad, because that would have been a 25% increase to his damage from those Assault Terminators. Actually, it'd be 50%, right? Because it would have been 25% the first turn and another 25% the second turn, and that would have helped him get some more model kills. Now, I understand that he was going to try to ensure that he killed the Ludas, but I actually think the Flash Gits are probably more of a threat. So you could have had your guys angled a little bit, so you would have had the zone of control at that angle, and then whatever unit you hit in melee, it then activates the engaged ability, which means they're going to have minus 40% accuracy, so that can really mess up the Flash Gits. Because what happens, and I still think this is a stupid mechanic, it's like you get a zone of control, but you're not considered engaged, even though you're engaged in a close combat quarters. But since they technically didn't hit you, you're not engaged, and therefore you don't suffer the accuracy penalty. So then you've moved guys into range 1 of the Flash Gits, and then because they're not suffering the accuracy penalty, they'll then just activate their Flashy Crumpin ability and get convert all 4 of those movement points into extra shots, and that makes it so you're effectively face tanking a whole bunch of flash get attacks, and that just feels really bad. I've had that happen to me so many times because I would think, oh, because I'm in range 1, I should be getting them into the engaged ability. It's like, no, the zone of control and the engaged trait are not the same thing. I used to think they were for the longest period of time, and I get so frustrated, like, is this bugging out? What's happening here? And that's why it wasn't going off. So you have to be very, very careful. Now, it's totally fine to do that against the Ludas, because the Ludas need to have all that range for them to have the accuracy, and it rapidly falls off, whereas the flash gets can, with the sheer amount of shots that they have, can kind of overwhelm that negative accuracy penalty, especially if you have a weird boy nearby where you can drop their evasion down further and allow you to really get a lot of damage out there. So just keep that in mind, because I've had many of match go sideways because of that. He did have the Death Company there. I think he gave them hand flamers, so that definitely allows them to do some excellent killing, especially against low armored, high HP units such as the orcs. But the downside to that is it seems like it's just so hard for them to get their black rage stacks to really help them chop everybody down. And then as you're getting those stacks up, your evasion goes down further, so then even if you're at optimal range, they can still be shooting you. So it's a little bit hard to use the Death Company to the maximum when you're fighting against the orcs, in my experience. But it's very situational, because if you have a bunch of Ludas there and you jump those Death Company in, then that can be an absolute disaster for the Ludas to try to get away, unless you're going to use your tactical retreat ability, in which case you get some pretty big evasion buffs, but they can still typically hit you in melee, because they get 2 swings with their chainsword when you're trying to get away. So that can be very effective. And I have seen a lot of people doing the Assault Terminator builds recently. They're definitely fun. They have a massive teleport ability. In fact, if anything, it's almost probably too big, because you can go all the way across the map and take guys out. But it's also fun because then you're effectively leaving them out in the middle of nowhere, and then the whole enemy squad will turn on them and start shooting into them. And as you can see from like my guys, I didn't have great anti-heavy infantry units, so it was taking me a lot of time to sit there and wipe them out, even though half my army was getting those attacks. So that could definitely be the fun, but at the same point, it also shows that there's really only one build that's viable for the Assault Terminators right now, because you would never do that with the lightning claws, because 1, they're not going to get enough damage output to be able to slaughter guys, and 2, you're not going to have the storm shields reducing the amount of damage and armor that those units have. So again, it just makes the lightning terminator guys look even worse. I think if you had a bunch of splash damage and stuff on those lightning claw terminators, and it'd be like, okay, I'm going to take less damage, but I'm going to slice everybody up. So he would have been able to almost squad wipe the Ludas are doing damage to everybody, instead of using the thunder hammers, which have high damage, high armor penetration, but then no splash damage. So it's like they're really meant to be killing high value targets, which they're very good at. But it's just the lightning claws just don't seem to feel good about taking out massive amounts of infantry, so it just feels bad. So hopefully eventually they'll get around to making some changes there. I was very pleased, the Furiosos having those free grenade attacks just feel really, really good with the Furiosos. I see why he went with the heavy flamers. I mean, that's traditionally the best thing to do with the dreadnoughts when you're playing against high HP, low armored units. So the flamers are great. So I don't think that's the wrong option. It's just I was able to kite them a little bit on a map like this, especially when there's elevated terrain. So it can be hard to get those dreadnoughts into 1 to 2 squares to let you get all those heavy flamer attacks. So I'm not terribly surprised he had a little bit of difficulty doing that on this map. So probably not the best choice of units, but they've been reworked, so everybody wants to play around with them right now to kind of get a feel for it. So I get that at the same time as well. And then now that storm bolter that they have is actually not a bad weapon, since even with just that mild armor piercing attack. So keep that in mind. I think most players, including myself, have traditionally said, why even bother attacking? It's just going to suck so bad. But it can actually do really good uses for you, especially on low HP units that have low armor. So if you're playing against like the Tau, and they have a bunch of pathfinders, and then they're injuring themselves using their overcharge ability, then especially if you're using like a librarian or the Furioso, and you can buff them up a little bit, they may be able to squad wipe some of those high tier enemy infantry units just with that change on how they've done the armor piercing. So just keep that in mind, because that's always been a little bit of a sleeper unit here. In the past it sucked, but now with that armor piercing going up, they actually have some viability. So fun match. Thanks to the opponent for playing the game and letting us see what some of our opponents are doing with the Blood Angels. I hope to keep playing around with more people. I haven't seen anybody using the Inceptors yet. I was kind of thinking maybe they would have more of a comeback with the pretty significant cost reduction that they've had, but I have not seen many people using those yet, and that's because there's just so many good options nowadays with the Blood Angels here that I still think they're probably not the best unit, but I was expecting to see a little more play with them. So we'll see if time causes people to bring those back out. So thanks for watching. I hope you're enjoying these videos. If you are, please give my channel a like and subscribe. Encouraging to post more content for you. Have a great day.